Hello everyone and welcome to this week's reading vlog. I'm very excited about this one because as you can see we're reading cozy fantasies, and cozy fantasies are my favorite genre. We have 3 different books that I am picking between for this week. The first one that I know for a fact I'm going to be reading is The Enchanted Greenhouse. I read The Spell Shop and I absolutely adored that. Easily one of the best books I have ever read. You might think that's dramatic if you didn't enjoy it and you don't like cozy fantasy, but it genuinely makes my heart feel so good reading them. So I'm very excited to dive into this one because that's like plant related. The next one that I want to get into is The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. I've seen so many people talk about this and just say how cute and sweet it is. And then I'm probably not going to get into this, and I talked about it in my 10 before the end, and I probably won't read it before the end of the year, but it's Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. This book I'm so intrigued by. I know this is one of the top cozy fantasies and I'm just kind of scared to get into it. I don't know. I like how the pages, I don't know if you can see, they're like textured. I think that's really cool. And I have special editions of all 3 of these books in this series. I haven't read a single one, but I honestly don't think we're going to get into this. I don't think I have that much time. First book we are going to be getting into is The Enchanted Greenhouse. I am 150 pages into The Enchanted Greenhouse and I'm really liking it so far, but I do have a few things. So this is the second book after The Spell Shop, but they're just like an interconnected series. It's in the same world. You don't necessarily have to read The Spell Shop before you read this, but I would recommend it because you get a better understanding of what's happening. Anyways, there is a number of similarities, like too many almost for me. I don't know, between this one and the other one. Like in The Spell Shop, the main girl, she goes to the island and she has to restore a house, and then she has like her plant friend, and then the main guy helps her and whatever, and then in this she has to restore a cottage. In both of them they're trying to find spells. It's just like a little similar but also different, and I feel like maybe there's more emotion to this one with all of the characters compared to in The Spell Shop. I feel like you feel a lot more just for the main girl. I don't know. But so far I'm having a really good time. So in The Enchanted Greenhouse, we are following Turlu. She was a librarian and she cast a spell to make a spider plant become like alive basically, and it can talk and whatever. And if you're not a sorcerer, you're not supposed to be doing stuff like that. So she got in big trouble and she got turned into a statue as an example, and her statue was placed like in the center of the library. Somehow her statue gets sent to this island, and the only person there is Yarrow. He's the gardener. He's taking care of the greenhouses. There's like 300 something greenhouses, but Yarrow's the only one left. His whole family has gone to the main island. I think it's called Asylum, I think is what it's called. I don't know. And the sorcerer has died. So the greenhouses are failing and the island's in trouble. And Yarrow appealed for a sorcerer to come and to help fix up the island. And he gets sent the statue of Turlu, and it comes with a spell, and he turns her back into a person. And she's like exploring it, whatever. She finds all the greenhouses, and then she learns that it's just her and Yarrow on the island. And then she explores like the sorcerer's tower. She finds it and she starts exploring, and she ends up waking up they're called sentient, I think is how you say it, to sentient plants, and those are the ones that can become, that are like alive, like legitimately alive, like they can talk. And she like goes into the workroom and there's a rose like dying, so she gives it water, and then it wakes up and it's talking to her. And then that leads them on to a couple adventures, and I think that part is really fun. And I like the little snippets we're getting of Turlu and Yarrow like having more than a friendship, because Turlu has said from the beginning that Yarrow is very handsome. And obviously we don't get any opinions from Yarrow on her, not yet at least. He's a quiet man. But I'm very intrigued to see how this is going to keep going. I really like it so far. It's very cute, very cozy. Right, we're going to go read for a little bit in my bed and see where the book takes us. Oh, something else that I love about this is that Yaro knows how to cook and bake, and he keeps making her these like treats and stuff, and she's like obsessed with it because she loves sweets. It's been a couple days since I have finished The Enchanted Greenhouse, and I figured we should probably chat about it. I did not film myself finishing this book because I was bawling my eyes out. It was so sweet. The way everyone comes together and has each other's back is genuinely the sweetest thing ever. It is so cute. I love how Yaro opened up to Turlu. Like, she thought he was a very standoffish person, and she thought he didn't like him, but he's really just like a shy person, and now he really likes her, and it's so cute. Oh my gosh. You find this out in like the very early part of the book. There's talking plants in this, and they like wake them all up, and it's so cute. All of them like having their own opinions, and you have all these like little side characters, and that is just really sweet. There are a couple quotes that I wanted to read to you guys because they're so good. Let me find them. "You don't let anything dim your light," Yaro said. "You were sentenced to a fate worse than death. Don't tell me it wasn't. Lost everything, unfairly punished. You're terrified it will happen again, and yet you still open your arms to everyone. How? Suppose I choose to think it will all be okay, because then at least, even if I can't control what happens, I can control how I feel about it." I think that is wonderful and a wonderful way to live your life by. The other one, this is just cute. It's not really like a quote. I just thought this was absolutely adorable. So in the greenhouses, there's a greenhouse that has a maze, and there's a bunch of little dragons, like miniature sized dragons in there, and they're really cute. But they breathe fire, like they're legitimate dragons. And Yaro asked, "Does everyone like you?" And Turlu said, "I can give you a list of people who don't." And then Yaro said, "Then it's a list of fools." Oh, they're just so cute. I love their chemistry. And oh my god, I forgot about the best part. The freaking cat on the cover here, he's like a little sidekick, and he's so cute, and they have a best friend winged cat. Not really a one bed trope, but kind of, because Turlu ends up staying with Yaro in his cabin, and he puts another bed on the floor, but they're like literally right next to each other. And then like somehow they end up they wake up like and they're right next to each other, and they're like snuggled together. And then every night after that, the cat like stole the bed that was supposed to be for her, so they like sleep next to each other every single night. Adorable. In case I didn't say it yet, but this was 5 stars. I am absolutely utterly obsessed with Sarah Beth Durst, and every single book she could possibly put out in the cozy fantasy setting. I know she has 2 books coming out next year in cozy fantasy settings. There's A Sea of Charms, which is the 3rd book in this, and you're following the sailor who brings stuff back and forth from the island that they're on in this. Also in this, you get a little bit of the characters from the spell shop, because the sailor brought Turlu a present, and it was the spell book that Kaz the Spider Plant, which is the one that she created. Kaz the Spider Plant and what is that girl's name? I can't think of her name, but that they created together. Sailor gave it to Turlu, which I thought was really sweet, and then she got to find out that Kaz is in fact okay, and he is very happy. One of the talking plants ends up deciding he wants to be a sailor, and he joins the sailor. Her name's Marin, I think. And the next book follows her, and then she's coming out with another one. I think it's called The Faraway Inn, and I'm not exactly sure what that one's about, but it's like a magical inn, and she like discovers stuff going on with that, and I have them both pre-ordered because I'm very excited. Because it has been a couple days, I have started reading The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. I did some late night reading last night, which you guys will see. This book is absolutely adorable so far. We are following Mika Moon, and she is a witch. A rule in, I guess, the witch world is they're not supposed to live with other witches, so she feels very alone, and they have like a society. Like, she's raised by the lady who like leads the society. Her name's Primrose, and she like sets all these rules for them, and they only meet, I think it was like once a month or once every 2 months or something, always in a different location. And like they're under the guise, is it guise? Geese? I don't know. That they're a book club, so no one's supposed to know they're witches. They're not allowed to tell anyone, and certainly it's very against the rules for witches to like congregate in one place because it's too much magic in one place and it becomes really hard to control. So she goes on to, I don't know if it's called TikTok on this, but it's pretty much TikTok, and she posts videos pretending to be a witch even though she's actually a witch, but pretending. And there's this place called the Nowhere House where 3 young witches are currently being raised together, and they are looking for someone to help take care of the girls and teach them how to use their magic. And one of her caretakers, Ian, discovers Mika on TikTok and is like, I know for a fact that she's a real witch. Let me send her a message. And he was like, witch wanted. They need someone to help nanny 3 kids. And then she goes to the house. She like knows that there's magic because you can like see the magic. It has like, you can see it as like little gold specks. She knows that there's magic on the property, and then she goes inside. They're kind of like dancing around it because no one wants to say, because you're not like supposed to say, oh, I'm a witch and whatever. And then the 3 girls are playing outside, and one of them sets something on fire like with their magic, and then she's like, oh, okay. So she sees that, she stops it, she tries to explain some stuff to them, and then come to find out the woman who adopted them is never around. She's an archaeologist, but she's also a witch. And there's like 4 people that are pretty much in charge of taking care of these children, and they need help because obviously they don't know anything about magic. The woman who's the archaeologist hasn't told them anything, isn't really helping them. So she goes out to her car and she's like, I need to think about it. But she calls it a broomstick, which is, I'm a little confused about that. I can't like know what to picture in my head, if it's literally a broomstick or if it's literally a car and she has a broomstick like in it, or she just is calling a car a broomstick. I don't know. So she goes out to her car and then she sits there and she's like, and then she goes back inside and she takes the job. So then it's pretty much where I'm at. She just moved in and she has a room in the attic and she has a balcony that's like looking out over everything. And she met the girls and it's so sweet the way she's already interacted with them and talked to them and like gave them a little lesson. Adorable. And the one chapter before I stop reading ends with, it says, it sounded like Ian knew a lot more about witches than he should. So I don't know if there's like a mystery almost aspect to this, but also I think the MMC that she's like has a thing with. His name is Jamie. I think that's one who she has a thing with, because Ian is married to the other housekeeper. I don't remember his name. They're groundskeepers. Ian and the other guy are the groundskeepers, and then there's a girl inside who is the housekeeper, and then I'm not sure what Jamie does. Anyways, I'm gonna go sit and read and try to read most of this today, to be honest. I'm gonna go snuggle with my dogs, hopefully, and just get cozy. It's really chilly outside today, so I feel like it's good to have a nice cozy fantasy to get into. Okay, I am now 160 pages into this book, and I am having literally the best time ever. It is the cutest thing I have ever read. I have not stopped smiling. I love these people. The found family is so cute, and we're slowly learning like more bits and pieces of each of the characters, and I'm very curious on Jamie's backstory. They kind of left like a mystery going on there. Mika just got hurt, and Jamie didn't leave herself, and he called her love. That is so cute, and I'm utterly obsessed. This is so cute. I'm gonna keep reading, and I'm probably gonna devour this. So I pretty much sat in my living room all day and just devoured this book. It was so good. I think I'm gonna rate it 4.5 stars. This was an extremely heartwarming story. There were some like plot twists that I really wasn't expecting. I mean, there are certain things, a like major one I did think about, because it's like, I don't know, I feel like it's pretty easy to figure out, but it doesn't really ruin much of it. The little bits of love that we get in this are also so adorable. Ian and Ken, they've been married for a long while, but they've been together for like 50 years, and seeing them together is really, really sweet. And then obviously seeing Jamie and Mika together is really sweet. I was not expecting one of the plot twists has to do with the garden, if you know what I mean. That I was surprised about, and my heart honestly broke for Mika in that moment, because she'd essentially been lied to and she's been used her whole life, and she kind of just felt like she was being used in that moment, and that was just really, really sad, because this girl just wants to feel loved. And I'm very happy that she had her happy ending, and the way it kind of all wraps up is really, really sweet. There's not like a ton to say about this, except it's really good for this time of year, like fall into winter, because they do celebrate like winter solstice and have like a Christmas celebration. So it's really good for like November, December, I would say. Also, I love the witch aspect of this, like her potion making and like going and foraging for stuff. Like, I want to be a witch going and foraging for supplies for my potion making. Why can't that be me? I wish. Yeah, so this was a very successful read, and I am very happy I decided to pick this one up. Oh, there are some little like quotes that I took pictures of, again, that I wanted to tell you guys because it was so sweet and some of my favorite parts of the story. Jamie became, I feel like, kind of protective over her like very quickly. So listen to this. It says, Mika continued to look stunned, like it had never occurred to her that she might be considered part of something, and Jamie found he violently hated it. He was livid that she was so surprised by such a simple gesture. Hadn't she ever been treated as anything but an outsider? Like, oh, he gets so protective of her so fast, and that's like my favorite thing ever. And then, this is like a special moment between Mika and Jamie. Mika looked away. I'm afraid I'll never leave a mark on anybody. It was quiet for so long that Mika wished she could take the too reckless, too honest words back, but then she heard him. Rough and uneven and so quiet she almost missed it. It's a little late for that, I'm afraid. So cute. So cute. Oh, and I really like how Jamie eventually did open up to her about what his life was like beforehand, and it's just all these people who feel like they didn't fit in anywhere, and now they all have each other. Oh, okay, this is really sweet. It says, it's not always enough to go looking for the place we belong, Jamie said. sometimes we need to make that place. So cute. And the way he encourages her to do stuff, and he loves Oliver. He loves the way she loves her magic. Oh, this is a very sweet book. This was really, really cute. I'm kind of obsessed. Okay, with that is going to bring us to the end of our video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and give me some cozy fantasy recommendations, please, that seem similar to these books, because I love these books and I will be chasing books that feel like this for a long while. I feel like it's hard to find a good cozy fantasy, so let me know your recommendations, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye.